650 in association with Tom Lucas Productions presents Radio Real Estate.
In the middle of our street.
And now, here are your hosts, Sherry Brown and Tom Lucas.
Good morning. Welcome to the On-Air Open House. Unbelievable. It's the first weekend of July. Well, it will be July soon.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's the end of January or June.
June.
January's finished, gone. Forget about January. End of June.
January or
January. Still
January.
January. Holy cow! So how's the mortgage biz? Bill?
Mortgage business is great.
Good.
You know, it's rates are great.
Yeah,
People are busy.
good. We'll talk about
We
those
talked about
rates.
Sherry earlier in the show, and she's busy with people coming in looking to buy houses. So
Nice.
In fact, just before we went on air, I had a lovely lady call me.
I noticed that.
And she wants me to go list her place. So, yeah, things are happening still.
Notice she didn't offer to put Bill and I on the phone to talk to her, though.
No,
No.
she didn't. Just me. She just wanted to talk to me.
So you'll call her back after the program. That's
I
for
will
sure.
be calling her back.
That's good. So our co-host is Sherry Brown of Remax Performance Realty and Bill Macklin, the president of Dominion Macklin Mortgages. This is a very special day. I'd like to, especially you, Bill, please stand up.
yes,
So Bill is standing. It's time now for the Canadian National Anthem, please. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. That's the wrong national anthem.
no, that's the right one.
I thought so. No, I'll tell you what. No, let's be serious now because we have some Americans tuning in and we don't want to give them the wrong idea. We have the proper Canadian national anthem because it's Tuesday, right? It's the big day. It's Canada's birthday. So
Exactly.
in honor of that. Not quite as exciting as Hockey Night in Canada, but nevertheless, that is our official national anthem.
Yeah, that's very true. And people died for that,
They did.
so it's good to hear it.
Some people made the supreme sacrifice so the three of us can get in here and be like idiots talking about it on Saturday
Absolutely.
morning. Welcome to the program. Billy Mack is here, president of Dominion Macklin Mortgages, and Bill will have your weekly mortgage rate update in just a few minutes.
And Bill will also answer your mortgage question of the week.
We're also going to be talking about existing financing in your home and what's the best use of that equity.
That's a good question.
And Finn Jensen, our radio real estate handyman, says our world is moving faster and faster, so you may want to go to a slower pace this summer.
I think today would be a good day to sort of practice that. We should just
I'm going to,
slow
I think.
down just a little bit. We'll chat about the do's and don'ts of the renovation industry with our very special guest, Jim Perkins, who is president and founder of Fair Trade Works. That's Fair Trade Works.
But I know your nerves are frayed.
They are, and it's Fair Trade Works.
Exactly. And,
My mouth don't work, but everything else does. Fair Trade Works, yes.
and Andrea Jog of Keller Williams Elite Realty is going to be talking with Tom about some Canada Day festivities taking place in the Tri-Cities real estate area.
And Doc Livingston of Remax Results Realty is here with us this morning to chat about real estate for the 55-plus crowd.
And you're on vacation, or special assignment, I should say. Never use the word vacation. Special assignment next week in Calgary, so Doc will be filling in
am.
for you. So we'll have Doc in the studio.
Wonderful.
I just hope he brings his little black bag with him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And we're going to speak with Mick Lutz about the Delta Rise, the tallest condo tower coming to North Delta.
It's 10:03, and you're listening to Radio Real Estate on AM 650.
And it's time now for a weekly mortgage rate update with Bill Macklin, who is president of Dominion Macklin Mortgages. Bill, what's going on?
I tell you, the rates are holding steady. There is going to be continuing pressure to keep them where they are. Yes, the inflation rate rose this last quarter, but the Americans are having, I think it's 4 months in a row of not good economic reporting. So they're thinking that if they have another 2 months of this, they're going to declare it as a recession. So it's not as if the rates are going to be going up rapidly. Apparently, the bond market is experiencing some difficulties. Money is leaving the country and going to other places in the world that have better interest rates. But these interest rates are still staying where they are. So our best variable rate today would be a 2.45, which is 55 off the prime. And those that have special, they all do. They all have special rules and regulations, but you have that. There's one that offered 60. We've had a couple of clients go there, but neither one of them have gotten it as yet. So they're saying they have it, but it's not necessarily readily available.
Interesting.
Thank you, Bill. Well, our question this week comes from Shelley McKay of Mission. Shelley would like to know if she sells her home and ports her mortgage to a new property, how long can she take to close on that new property and still avoid a penalty?
Sherry, that's a really great question. I have actually got 3 clients in the last week that have been doing something like this. And I have one client that closed on his sale of his property, and that penalty was $29,000.
Wow, for a penalty.
For a penalty from one of the banks. And so he's now taking possession of his new place this weekend, and they'll reimburse that penalty back to him because he's within the 6-month period. Most banks will allow you 6 months. Sometimes they'll try to do 3 months, but they'll normally allow you 6 months. But you want to make sure that you do that ahead of time so that you don't get out of it. The other thing is, we were talking to one of my clients, called me and said, I have a friend that's got the same situation, and they have a similar kind of penalty. I think it was $21,000, and said, how can we do it? And I said, well, maybe just get the people to assume the mortgage and make up the difference between what they could get at the bank and what this one is. So just give him a discount. So he'll save some money, and the client will save some money.
Well, thank you, Bill. And for expert mortgage information online, you can visit BillyMac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y, MAC.com, or call Bill at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
Thank you, Sherry. It's coming up to 7 minutes after 10:07 on the Radio Real Estate Show. And it's time now to chat with our Tri-City specialist, Andrea Jock of Keller Williams Elite Realty. We have her on the line. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Tom. Hi, Sherry.
Are you ready for Canada Day?
We sure are. We're having lots happening in the Tri-Cities for Canada Day, including the Port Moody Firefighters 37th Annual Pancake Breakfast, located at 150 Newport Drive in Port Moody.
Sounds good to me. Now, I know you're waving the flag, and you've had a very busy week in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, it's been a great week. I've actually sold all my listings, have accepted offers on everything except for one, where we're actually still negotiating back and forth. So if you want to come by and check out this beautiful property, we have an open house this Saturday from 1 to 4, located at 3377 Sinclair Road in Belcarra. And it's a gorgeous waterfront property featuring its own private dock with deep water moorage and beautiful, pristine condition.
Sounds good to me. Now, I want you to have a wonderful week. Get your flag all unfurled and wave it around, and we'll talk to you on the show next Saturday.
Thanks, Tom. And don't forget, everyone, to check out the Golden Spike Days Festival on Tuesday, July 1st, located at the Rocky Point Park. It's a great day with tons of activities happening. This is Andrea Jock for Radio Real Estate.
Whether you're buying or selling in the Tri-Cities, call Andrea Jacques at 604-783-3124. That's 604-783-3124. Or visit pgmre.com.
Thank you so much, Sherry. In the next segment of our show, we'll be speaking with Jim Perkins. Jim is the president and founder of Fair Trade Works, and we're going to chat about some of the things you should know if you're planning a renovation at your home or office this year.
Our Radio Real Estate Seniors Real Estate Specialist, Doc Livingston of Remax Results Realty, will be here to chat about independent living.
And Doc will be in the studio next week while Sherry's at the Stampede.
Yes.
On special assignment.
It's going to be the all-boys show.
That's
here,
right.
So
wow.
You guys have fun.
It will be repartee central.
You know what, Bill? Maybe for this show and this coming show only, I'll let you get out the hockey jersey you have over your fireplace and hang it in the studio.
Do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring my accordion.
That would be a good thing.
Well, then we can play some tunes because Doc deals with a lot of senior people who actually have some of those talents.
And I'm just, like I said before, hoping that Doc brings his little black bag. It might be something interesting in there. Or maybe not. 9 minutes after 10, it's the Radio Real Estate Show. Good morning. I'm Tom Lucas. Our co-host is Sherry Brown of Remax Performance Realty. Bill Macklin, president of Dominion Macklin Mortgages, and our producer is Paul Dembski. And you're listening to Radio Real Estate on AM 650.
Hi, it's Bill Macklin. In these busy and hectic times with family and business responsibilities, it is difficult to find the time to sit down with your mortgage broker and discuss all your mortgage options. I'm available to meet with you at your place of work, your home, our office, or at a place convenient for you. Please give me a call at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663.
Jim Perkins, president and founder of Fair Trade Works.
More than a third of Canadians plan to renovate or build this year. How many do you think get fair market value for their work?
Fair Trade Works introduces third-party construction advocacy to ensure homeowners are guaranteed quality and ensuring fixed costs at fair market value.
Our consultation and tendering process is free. Don't build without talking to us first.
Find out more at fairtradeworks.biz. fairtradeworks.biz.
Radio real estate weather. It's going to be, well, let me see now. Some periods of rain today. You wouldn't think so now, just cloudy right now. The expected high today, maybe about 20 degrees, so it's not that warm.
And tomorrow we have cloudy with a 40% chance of showers in the morning, clearing in the afternoon. And on Monday it's sunny with a high of 22.
And apparently for Tuesday, it's going to be sunny as well.
It looks sunny, sunny, sunny
And
for the rest of the week.
Warm? How warm?
23 degrees.
Wow, it's warm. Right now it's not too bad. In the clouds, it's 17 on the Radio Real Estate Show.
AM 650.
I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in and stops my mind from wandering. I'm filling the cracks that ran through the door and kept my mind from wandering.
It's Radio Real Estate on AM 650 Radio, and like the song said, I'm fixing a hole so the rain don't come in. But unfortunately, I don't know anything about fixing a hole, so I have to hire the professionals.
Who's that?
Well, I know a professional, and hopefully he's on the line right now. The gentleman's name is Jim Perkins. He is the president and CEO of Fair Trade Works. James, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program. Nice to hear your dulcet tones again.
Thank you very much.
You've we got lots of things to talk about today. We're going to talk about the innovation industry. We also want to talk about Fair Trade Works, but you have something special coming to your office in a very short amount of time.
That's right. On July 17th, 6 to 8 p.m. at our headquarters at Rand Avenue there, 1520 Rand Avenue, we have a big community workshop where we're inviting the general public to come along and do a workshop with us too. And our goal is to work together with the community to come up with solutions to build a better community in the construction industry.
So, what type of things will you be discussing at this workshop, Jim?
Well, it's a super interactive forum where we will allow the public to talk about their concerns and their experiences in the construction industry, and kind of, as I mentioned before on the show, there's a big standoff, I believe, between the consumers and the industry themselves. But this is all about coming together to find common solutions for the community and individuals, along with all the solutions that I offer in my construction platform to create a new and better environment so people can get construction projects executed in a much more efficient, cost-effective, and safer way. When we really listen to our consumers. We have the ladies' night, our business models. We have street investigations. We're continuously running surveys. So we're all about listening to the public in the community so we can offer even better solutions to them.
I'd like to pursue this just a little bit further, but before we go any further, because there's always new people, as you know, that come to the show. It's kind of like a bus going down the street. New people get on all the time. And excuse me, maybe some people haven't heard Jim on the air before with us. Jim, tell us why you got involved with this. First of all, let's take you back in history. Have you been around the construction for quite a few years?
Yeah, pretty much my whole life. I'm of British descent. I come from a big construction family in Britain, and I've been on construction sites since I was 6 or 7 years old, and I've traveled the world and I've worked all over the world, and it's all I know, and I've been operating construction companies in Vancouver now for 10 years.
So why did you feel then that British Columbia, and especially Vancouver, needed a business like Fair Trade Works?
I think it's just time for change. Like we've all heard the construction nightmares, we've all heard the budget overruns, the disasters, the unhappy clients, and it's just I think there's just no need for it. I think the construction industry just has such a bad reputation, and it's just not set up for customer service and success, right? So I just decided to, on a mass scale, try to rejuvenate it and change it for the good of the consumer and the industry to. It's 2014. I just want to bring new life back into the industry and take the construction industry into a new light and bring it up to speed with other sectors,
So a company such as yours, and especially Fair Trade Works, actually, it seems to me that you would take the headaches out of the job for people. Mr. and Mrs. Canada are sitting there in the home right now, and they're thinking, well, maybe we should put a new kitchen in, which is a great idea, but they don't know where to begin. That's where they come to you, and you take care of everything for them.
Exactly. It's so daunting, I think, for the consumer, and a lot of people actually hold back from embarking on their construction process because they take a couple of steps into it, and it just seems so overwhelming that they step back out of it. But that's what we're here for. We're third party to the construction industry, so we're on the consumer side, and we help them navigate the industry and make sure that they're safeguarded, that the work is up to par, they're paying fair prices, the work is top quality. We do our own inspections. We put the funds into escrow, so we always take care of the money transactions for them. We're basically their advocate throughout the whole process, from the first free consultation and the first brainstorming session right through to completion when the project is 100% complete. So yeah, we guess we call it the construction police, and we're here just to make the whole experience enjoyable and successful.
So with you on the job, then the client doesn't have to be the bad guy. You take care of all that stuff for them.
Absolutely. We take care of all the headaches for them. And, we have huge leverage. We have 400 companies operating on our platform, plus great relationships with all our local vendors and suppliers. So we bring so much leverage and force into the industry and into each individual's project and home that, if we say jump, the industry says how high because of the leverage we're gaining, right? So it's we're a great team to have on your side.
Well, Jim, one of the things that I found over the time with our clients that come to you is that they're always unsure of what the costs are, and that's always a difficult process. And so we're looking after a client of yours right now, and what we're doing is we're looking at, they're making a purchase of the property, but you're looking at doing some renovations to it, and so you're going to be supplying to us the actual cost of the project and the activity you're undertaking, so we can get our appraisers to do an as-is value as well as a future value, so that we can actually do what they call purchase plus improvements.
Right. Exactly, yeah. And we're all about numbers. We're analytics guys, and we have really true, accurate, transparent numbers which we offer to all our clients, So we really start to take the mystery and blow the smoke screen off what construction costs are in Canada, because everybody knows that they're so erratic and all over the place from every different company, and the highest price doesn't mean the best quality, the lowest price doesn't mean, say, the least. So we're coming in with a true market value of construction and true transparency. So we explain to people what construction is truly worth and what it should be costing, so they feel comfortable in doing real estate transactions, renovations, new home construction. And we guarantee our prices, we guarantee our timelines. So it's and that's huge when you're spending the amount of dollars that is involved in any sort of construction. We take it very seriously. So
I think most people don't have an idea what it does they actually cost, whether it's a kitchen or it's a bathroom or it's a deck. They have no idea, and so they start going to different sources, whereas you provide that opportunity whereby people can come directly to you, and they know that you're going to give them the best price range on that particular product, and it's going to be a finish, not just halfway through, oh, by the way, we've got some other problems.
Exactly, and that's what happens time and time again in the industry right now. That's the construction companies just throw a loose number out, they go halfway through it, oh, it's going to be more, they didn't do the due diligence, and that's what we're all about, doing heavy due diligence before, using all our data, so when we put a price on paper and sign a contract, the consumer can just sit back and enjoy the process rather than worrying every day if they're suddenly going to get a bill out of nowhere or the project's going to stop and all these things. So once they sign and seal with us, then we guarantee it's going to get done on time and on budget and the quality that we insist on.
Now, Jim, I have actually heard and seen a lot about Fair Trade Works lately in the media. That you've been doing some really interesting things. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. We're one of the things I'm proudest about in my company is that we're super diverse. I believe we'll have one of the most diverse teams in Canada, and recently, even the last 2 weeks, we got literally so many projects on the go, but a couple of high-profile ones. We just got commissioned to renovate one of the biggest heritage homes in Vancouver. It's a Heritage A home on Selkirk Drive there, a 16,000 square foot Heritage A. So we're doing a full restoration on that, and that's been on News 1130, Vancouver Sun, you name it. And a couple of days ago also we got commissioned to build what will be the biggest real estate office in Vancouver at the old Blockbuster Video site on Oak and 16th.
Oh, yeah, I know that place, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like I said, that's going to be the biggest real estate office in Vancouver. So there's a couple of good ideas of what we do, from a extensive, ridiculously high-end heritage restoration of a 16,000 square foot home to a really like Silicon Valley style real estate office. So we handle any and all construction, and our skill set is so diverse that we can. And that's the fun part about Fair Trade Works, is that we can just, anything comes on our plate, we can execute it.
You have a huge range. No matter, I know we've talked about this before. It could be a very small project, all the way from like a bathroom in your home to a huge development.
Absolutely, and that's my business philosophy since I started in business, was just I never said no to work, whether it be cutting somebody's grass to building a $300 million waterfront resort in Ontario, right? So we're here for the consumers, so they come to us and we have the resources. So yeah, like you say, we'll do anything from a small bathroom renovation up to a $300 million resort. So we're here to help the public unlock their vision and get their construction project done.
Now, Jim, I believe I heard you say that you work with over 400 different companies. Let's supposing that I'm a young guy. I have my own company. I'm a tradesperson. I'd like to get involved with Fair Trade Works. Are you still looking for people to work with?
Always looking for good people, constantly looking for good people. You know, where we advertise, we interview continuously, right? So we anybody that thinks they've got what it takes to work for Fair Trade Works, we always encourage them to go to our website, sign up online, and then they go through a screening process, an interview process to get approved for our trades pool, which goes along with WCB checks, insurance checks, and we do all that due diligence for anybody in our workforce. Is consumers can be rest assured they're all qualified, insured, and clear with WCB, and have a great track record from testimonials to homeowners to employees. So we're always looking for resources. So we always encourage people to come and join our team.
You know, you take care of all the details, you dot the I's and cross the T's, and I always feel like if I was a young person in the trades, I'd be afraid to come and work with you, but you make sure the job is done right, but you're a pretty easygoing guy. You're a pretty good guy to work with.
I hope so. You should ask my employees, but yeah, I just, a very basic business philosophy. Just come to work, give me an honest day's hard work, do your best, do a quality job, look after my clients, and that's all it takes. That's all I ask to, and that keeps me happy, just very basic stuff.
Who is the lady at the front desk? Is it Connie?
We have Connie up front there, and we also have a new lady named Meg up front who handles all our contractor files. So we have a full office team of administration staff and some friendly faces to get everybody through the process. So yeah, Connie and Meg are sitting on our front lines on the front desk there. Yeah.
The reason why I asked is because I saw Connie this past week, and I said, "Hey, listen, Jim can't hear us. He's not around us." She says, "No, he's upstairs." I says, "Well, what kind of guy is he to work with? What's he really like?" And she gave you a glowing recommendation. So I just wanted to make sure she wasn't giving me a line there.
She wasn't being paid.
She wasn't being. Well, no, she was being paid fairly, but no, she had good things to say to Jim. And I'm thinking too that if anybody is thinking about maybe doing a renovation this year, get in touch with Jim, and he can put you on the right road. Jim, if somebody is thinking about having a renovation this year, is it too late to have something done for the summer?
Absolutely not. You know, we work year round, and we're blessed here in British Columbia with the weather, so we literally work year round, and I always say there's always a good time to build, and that's now, right? So it's anytime give us a call, or even if you're thinking about any questions, some planning, we're here for the consumers. So we always encourage people to come get in contact with us for questions, feedback, consultations. But then our doors are always open, you know.
And of course, if you want to learn more, that big open house is coming up again. The dates on that, Jim?
The dates are July 17th, 6 to 8 p.m. at our headquarters there at Fair Trade Works, 520 Round Avenue. And we really encourage people to come out to meet us, work through this workshop, and it's going to be a super interactive and fun experience to really learn about solutions to construction and what we offer, and again, listen to the general public about what they expect and what they would like to see, and we're here to serve that. So.
And it's just, if you don't know where Rand Street is, it's just out the end of the foot of Granville Street. If you know where the old, what's the name of that hotel there? Fraser Arms. Fraser Arms. If you know where the Fraser Arms is from a past life, Jim's not far away, and might even take over for a pint after the show. You never know.
Yeah.
So, Jim, if people want to come to the get-together, how much does it cost?
Absolutely free. Free. It's straight after work, so there's refreshments and appies there. We just encourage people to just show up and come from work and just come and have some fun and meet us, and just have work through the games in the workshops, and just have a good honest talk with each other to again come together to find better solutions for themselves and the industry. And it's a really unique event as well, because it's actually going to be led by a guy named Andrew, and he has a company called Big Fish Programs, and he actually trains Fortune 500 companies and CEOs and leads these big interactive games and seminars. So it's going to be led by a big high-profile individual, and people are going to have fun if they show up. It's going to be a quite good experience.
Well, before the show this morning, Sherry told me she's coming down, and she said that you'll recognize her this year because she's going to wear the pink tool belt.
Perfect.
Listen, my friend, you have a great day. I know there's somebody who probably needs a deck build or something like that. Go and take care of them, and we'll talk to you probably about 3 or 4 weeks.
Great.
Thank you, James.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for being with us. Jim Perkins.
Yeah, and if you haven't had an opportunity to go down to Fair Trade Works at one of their events, it is great. I went to their ladies' night, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Did Jim do anything he shouldn't have? Or
no, he was good, actually.
What did you mean by that? He was good. Because I noticed you said
all the ladies were very
I know.
happy
I've
he
talked
was
to
there.
I've talked to a few of the women that went down to the program, and they all said the same thing. Jim is good.
Yes,
I
but
don't know what that means.
you know what? It's a fantastic company, and I really love the way they even have the setup of their office. It's very interactive. You can go up to any of their staff and ask them questions. They're very, very informative. So it will be a fun evening. Absolutely.
And if you'd like to have a look online, it's fairtradeworks.biz. That's fairtradeworks.biz. They have a telephone number, which is good. It's a toll-free number, by the way. 1-855-860-7366. That's 1-855-860-7366. The gentleman's name is Jim Perkins. He is the founder and president of Fair Trade Works. They're on Rand Street. They have an open house coming up on the 17th of this month between 6 and 8, so you can go after work.
Yes.
Tool belts are optional.
They are.
It would help, but they're optional.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll get Jim back on the show in the next few weeks. It's 25 minutes after 10 o'clock now, 10:25 on the Radio Real Estate Show. And it's time now for our weekly seniors series on real estate. Our specialist on the program is Doc Livingston, and I believe he's back from the hospital now, so let's have a word with Doc. Hey, Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. How are you this morning?
I'm feeling good. Now, you're looking good, especially with the maple leaves painted on your face. You're celebrating Canada Day early this year.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it? Now, Doc, as you know, it's sort of like a bus going down the street. There's always new people getting on. There's always new people coming to our show. And there may be some people listening this morning who just don't know who Doc Livingston is. So let's tell them who Doc Livingston is and what Doc Livingston does and what Doc Livingston's specialties are.
I'm a senior. I'm 68 years old. I've been in real estate for a long time. I'm a specialized realtor. I have a seniors real estate designation, which means I love to look after families and seniors and help them with transitions and all that good stuff, selling their homes, downsizing, and so on. And one of the things that I really care about is, independent living at home. I love to sell homes. That's what I do for a living, but it always makes me happy when I can find a way for somebody to actually stay in their home longer.
Well, we've talked about this a few times, you and I, when we get together for coffee. We always talk about, it'd be so nice if you could keep mom and dad at their house just a little bit longer, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't aware that, they can live independently at home, and all of the services that they would get going out to a beautiful independent living home, they can have provided to them in their own home.
And, of course, you're going to feel more comfortable living there.
Absolutely. They can have somebody come in, clean their house, cook their meals, do their shopping. We have companies that provide car services, just drive you to the doctor, drive you to the store, wherever you need to go. A couple of companies like Nurse Next Door that comes in and provides all kinds of medical services, everything from personal care items to full medical services. They provide registered nurses, and there's just an endless list. But, if you go on our website, homehuntersbc.com, and click on the 55-plus section, you'll see a list of services, phone numbers, companies. Well, you'll enjoy it. There's so many.
You know what, Doc? You're making me wish I was just a little bit older so I can get some of the independent living myself. I can use a little help. You know how it goes.
Well, it's so nice when people can stay in their own home. They're comfortable, they're happy, and it's great.
Now, next week, we're going to have you live in studio with us because Sherry is off to go see a cowboy or two in Calgary, and we're going to have you make your way down. I'm sure you'll be coming in the limousine as usual.
Yes, of course.
And we can talk about all sorts of great things. You'll be with us for the entire hour. But before we let you go today, I know that you have an open house this weekend you'd like to tell us about.
We do. We've got an open house this weekend at 1279 Bluff Drive, which is in beautiful River Springs in Coquitlam. $469,900 is the price on it. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,560 square feet. Sunday, 2 to 4. That's Sunday, this coming Sunday, 2 to 4.
Sounds good. And I will see you in the studio next week.
You will. And thanks again. This is Doc Livingston for Radio Real Estate.
To get more information on the seniors real estate market, call Doc Livingston at 604-787-7028. That's 604-787-7028. Or visit homehuntersbc.com. That's homehuntersbc.com. And remember, Doc makes house calls.
Yes, he do, and he's going to make a house call to the open house here next week, as he was just saying.
Oh, that's right, too.
And I have an idea, Bill, what we could do. We could ask him if he has anything special in his little black bag for us.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. The hour will just fly by.
Maybe he has some Twizzlers.
You think?
Hopefully.
I wonder what color. The red ones?
Red ones.
Yeah, the red ones?
Yeah, I do. In our next segment, probably what's going to happen next is that Tom's going to chat with Mick Lutz, who's the sales manager for Delta Rise.
And I'll have this week's celebrity real estate gossip. And today I'm talking about actor Neil Patrick Harris.
That's not the bald guy, is it?
No. He was on How I Met Your Mother. Yes, that's it.
Did you meet my mother? Oh.
And Heidi Klum. You know, she was married to Seal, supermodel.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I remember her vaguely.
Oh, wow.
That's who I'm talking about.
You're going to talk about each other or the house? Or? I guess
I'll talk about them.
Oh, okay. So what we should do, Bill, is we should be quiet and maybe have a listen.
I think we should.
We can do that. It's 10:30 on the West Coast. It's the Radio Real Estate Show, and yeah, I guess that's about it. Is there something missing here?
It's Tom Lucas, who has co-host Sherry Brown with them of Rematch Performance Realty, myself, Bill Macklem, President Dominion Macklem Mortgage, and our producer, Paul Dembski. You're listening to Radio Real Estate on AM 650.
Hi, this is Rima with the Delta Rise, Delta's tallest tower at 37 stories and great floor plans of 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. Are you renting? Why rent when you can own? Delta Rise is offering pre-construction pricing. Come out and take advantage now before our Experience Center closes this fall. For more information, visit us at the corner of Scott Road and 80th Avenue or online at deltarise.ca. Come find out what all the hype is about. It's why we call it 37 stories of wow.
Jim Perkins, president and founder of Fair Trade Works.
There's a big difference between what contractors feel they should charge and the real price of labor and materials. We are proud to introduce a new system to drive quality, promote transparency in housing costs, and save you money.
Fair Trade Works' new system provides wholesale pricing on materials and pre-vetted labor, access to budgeted designers, and more. Details at fairtradeworks.biz.
We deliver on quality, we deliver on price.
Find out more at fairtradeworks.biz. fairtradeworks.biz.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Over the past 25 years, I have found most home purchasers do not use a mortgage broker. We are a no-charge professional who have assisted over 5,000 home buyers finance their home. The exciting part is these same home buyers come back to us for refinancing, buying their next property, or lowering their current payments. Call us at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663 for more information.
AM 650.
Knowing I'm on the street where you live.
On the street where you live. Now, if you live in North Delta, that street could be changing.
Ooh, I bet you.
Dramatically, yeah.
Very much so.
Pretty soon you won't even recognize where your office is.
No, I wouldn't be able to see my office from some areas.
Why would that be?
Because this building is going in and it's super, super tall.
Oh, yeah. You know what? And as Bill said a second ago, I think it's the tallest thing on its way to North Delta.
I think so. They're actually going to be in the shade.
Really?
That's how tall this building's going to be.
Well, now you've got my interest. Let's find out more. I think we have the gentleman on the line. His name is Mick Lutz. He is the sales manager over at the Delta Rise. Mick, good morning.
Hello again, Tom. How are you today?
I'm wonderful again today, and how are you?
Great. Another beautiful day in paradise.
It sure is. Now, you know what? I received an email from you and the people over at Delta Rise a couple of days ago, and I would imagine that anybody that has stopped by your display suites to have a look around, have signed up for email, now have to confirm that they want to continue with the emails from Delta Rise because of government regulations changing on July the 1st.
That's right. We're becoming compliant with the new rules and regulations. So all those folks who initially embraced the project, if they want to keep up to date and find out what's going on, we'd highly recommend they approve the communications with us.
Well, it's real easy to do. You just click on the reply button and you can keep getting the information from Mick and the sales staff over at Delta Rise, which, by the way, is the biggest thing on its way to Delta. How big is your project exactly?
It is 37 stories high. It's the biggest thing around. It's the new Delta, biggest tower sitting on top of a hill. It's fantastic views. It's a great location.
We keep telling people it's 37 stories of wow. I know why it's wow, but for those that maybe haven't heard your message, just tell us why it's wow.
These are fantastically designed homes. Great use of space, excellent fit and finish in these, high-end appliances, KitchenAid, full-size, really durable product flooring and countertops and cabinetry. There's lots of built-in amenities within the building as well. Entertainment rooms, there's a big rooftop park that people can use and enjoy their outdoor living, which is quite unusual for an apartment. Big screen TV room, lots of things on hand.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the appliances. We've talked about how wonderful they are. They're very high grade, very high tech. Are these standard or are these an upgrade?
They are standard, yeah. All the homes come with these high-end appliances, high-end KitchenAid and Maytag. And as I mentioned earlier, they're all full-size. These developers have really spent the money well on the design of these homes.
Now, somebody might be thinking about downsizing, which a lot of our audience is, and they think, you know what, this sounds like a great place. I'd like to check it out. But what about outdoor living? Do we have outdoor decks or patios available? And you sure do at the Delta Rise.
These things are massive, average around 300 square feet. Obviously, the floor plans dictate the size of the decks, and some a bit smaller, some a bit bigger, but I can tell you they are way bigger than what you typically get in Vancouver. You can move into an apartment and still have a big deck and enjoy the outdoor living.
Let me ask you this. Do you have any of those wonderful penthouses still available?
I have a couple left for the fast movers here. And on that note, we're getting towards the end of our pre-sales right now. We're wrapping it up, moving into construction phase. The city's getting ready. They're doing all the upgrading of the water sewer. We've got all the building permits in. We're moving ahead full speed.
Well, as Mick just said, it's 37 stories of wow. You'll find it right there in Delta. You're on 120th and
80th Avenue, in between the medical building and the RE/MAX building.
Now, you guys never take a day off and know that you're working all weekend long. And, of course, Tuesday is Canada Day, but you'll be working as well on Tuesday.
That's correct. We'll be open during the week from 1 until 6. And if the folks want to come in over the weekend, we're open from noon until 5.
And if you want to take advantage of that pre-construction pricing, you better get down and see Mick and his staff just as soon as possible.
That's right. Come on in and take advantage of it for sure.
Sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to chatting tomorrow as we build this project on the air. It's 37 stories of wow. It's called Delta Rise. The gentleman's name is Mick Lutz. And Mick, we'll chat again next Saturday.
Thanks again so much, Tom. And folks listening out there, you got to see it to believe it. Come on in.
To get more information on Delta Rise, call 604-594-7473 or visit deltarise.ca. That's deltarise.ca.
It's 10:36 on the Radio Real Estate Show, and on Tuesday, the 1st of July, Canada's birthday. Lots of big celebrations going on, but the government is kind of cracking down on people in business who use the internet for communications, for marketing purposes.
Yes, it's
Anti-spam.
the heaviest anti-spam law in the world.
Yeah.
The most stringent anti-spam law in the world comes to Canada July 1st, all across Canada. So I don't know if your inbox is filled with consent emails right now, but if you don't consent, you won't get them. You won't be getting any emails on a regular basis from a lot of companies.
Because before the show, you were saying you were just hitting the delete button over and over and over again.
Well,
there's a few that I said, yeah, okay, yeah.
I didn't really want to tell anybody.
No, I won't ask for names. No, but
so if I haven't consented, I apologize, but I have hit the delete button. Yes.
Well, I've heard on the news they were talking about this, and they said it's not your average real estate agent that's causing the problems.
No, it's not. It's not, or your mortgage broker. It's not your. These are people generally you want to hear from, but we're thrown into the mix. Unfortunately, it's all the other people. It's all those companies, like, I won't even name them.
Get rich quick.
That continually send you email after email after email.
Have you received the email where you probably just won $500 million?
No.
Oh, I've got that one a few times. And the other one is they represent somebody in Paraguay.
Yes.
They passed on, but they were looking for a relative, so they couldn't find one. So I'm the next guy in line. And I've won $85 gazillion. All I have to do is send them my driver's license, my bank account number, and $50 to activate the thing. So I did
Is that all? Yeah. Did you do that?
Oh, yeah. Guess what? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
So the bottom line is, if you're running a company in the States and you're sending emails to Canada, or you're in Canada and sending out emails, it's a $10,000 fine minimum for the first offense, all the way up to
$10 million.
$10 million
Wow.
or something like that. So do not send spam.
So we have, of course, as you know, some realtors that listen to the program other than yourself, and if they want to send out emails, I guess they have to get permission to do so.
Yes, absolutely.
So be forewarned.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. Radio Real Estate, the time now is 10:39, and that means it's time for Sherry Brown and her celebrity real estate gossip. Sherry, what's going on this week?
Well, thank you, Tom. Well, today I'm talking about actor Neil Patrick Harris, who was on How I Met Your Mother, and fiance David Burka.
David?
Yeah. No explanation needed there. They plunked down a record-setting $3.82 million on a 4-story townhouse in Harlem last summer.
Wow.
Harlem. It's they've recently renovated and moved into it, and they've placed their Sherman Oaks compound on the market for $2.9 million. Now, this Harlem purchase was record-setting for the neighborhood. So I guess celebrities are now moving to Harlem. And now being advertised as the Heidi Klum estate, The custom-built 12,000 square foot mansion in gated Brentwood County estates was once a foreclosure, and Heidi Klum and then husband Seal won a bidding war in 2010, paying $14.2 million. They've done major renovations, and she says she honestly felt that she was no longer in Los Angeles, but instead she was in the garden home in the south of France.
Oh.
So it took her away. So this piece of Europe in Los Angeles, she is now asking $25 million. So she's planning to try to get about $10 million more than she paid.
Perhaps.
So that's your celebrity real estate gossip for today.
Now, when you said fiance, I said fiance because I thought they were already married.
Oh, are they already married?
Well,
I don't know if they're married. I don't really keep track.
I'm not part of that either.
Maybe somebody would know they could give us a call.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Are they married?
Are they married or are they not
They
married?
could be. They may have gotten married, recently.
Maybe they just cohabitating.
Maybe.
Yeah, so if you want to get more celebrity real estate gossip online, go to our website, which is radiorealestateshow.ca, radiorealestateshow.ca. And right on the homepage is a little icon there. You can click on that, get some more information from Sherry. Yeah.
That sounds really easy.
We should get you doing something. I think what we should do is have the mortgage rant of the week. What do you think, Bill?
Well, we might run out of things after the second.
You would
year.
never run out of things to say. We can discuss it. Do you want to discuss this after the show?
We'll discuss it after the show.
All right. It's 19 minutes now before 11 o'clock. Good morning. It's Tom Lucas with our co-host Sherry Brown of Remax Performance Realty, Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages, and our producer for today and for today only is Paul Dembski, and details of that in just a little while. You're listening to Radio Real Estate on AM 650.
Jim Perkins, president and founder of Fair Trade Works.
More than a third of Canadians plan to renovate or build this year. How many do you think get fair market value for their work?
Fair Trade Works introduces third-party construction advocacy to ensure homeowners are guaranteed quality and ensuring fixed costs at fair market value.
Our consultation and tendering process is free. Don't build without talking to us first.
Find out more at fairtradeworks.biz. fairtradeworks.biz.
Hi, this is Rima with Delta Rise, Delta's tallest tower at 37 stories and great floor plans of 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. Are you renting? Why rent when you can own? Delta Rise is offering pre-construction pricing. Come out and take advantage now before our Experience Center closes soon. For more information, visit us at the corner of Scott Road and 80th Avenue or online at deltarise.ca. Come find out what all the hype is about. It's why we call it 37 stories of wow.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. As a successful broker-owner, I have developed a team of mortgage professionals that support me and my clients. If you're confused with all the mortgage chatter of do's and don'ts, my mortgage team is ready to answer your questions to determine the best mortgage for you. Call 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663 for more information.
Vancouver weather.
Periods of rain ending sometime this morning. This afternoon, there's the odd chance of a thunder shower. The expected high today about 20. The UV index is fairly high. It's about 8 degrees.
And tomorrow, cloudy with a 40% chance of showers in the morning, clearing in the afternoon. And on Monday, it's sunny with a high of 22.
And Tuesday's not too bad either.
Tuesday and Wednesday look fabulous.
Not a bad morning right now. 17 degrees on the Radio Real Estate Show.
AM 650.
I'm a big man in a big house with acres and acres of ground. I'll be a big man in a big house, a big high fence all around, a big high fence all around.
I play that for your wife, Bill.
Oh, yeah. She loves
Kathy,
that
she likes that country music. Eh?
Oh, she just loves that stuff.
I'm a big man in a big
Bill's
house.
a big man in a big house.
Big house, yes. 10:43. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. Now, coming up on Tuesday, it's Canada Day, the day after July 2nd. That's the day where you have to have your property taxes paid.
And if you don't,
oh, geez, you're going to jail.
I think it's a $500 late charge.
No.
$200 anyways. I just
No, you're just saying that.
Yeah, if you don't pay, it's $200 late charge. Sorry.
There's
Not-
no $200
Yeah.
late charge.
Yeah.
He
You
does.
don't pay them on
Where?
time.
Where? What municipality?
Delta's got it. I believe that Surrey's got it.
Isn't it a percentage? Like a
No,
5%?
no, if you're late, that's
See,
$200.
he does things like my mother used to do stuff like this. She'd say, "They're going to charge you $1,500 if you don't pay it by Monday," and it's not really supposed to be paid until next Thursday. But she would put this bogus date on it and tell you there's going to be a big fine if you don't pay it.
Exactly.
Just to make you pay
It's
it
a
on time.
fear factor.
So, but you would suggest that if you do own property, that we do pay those taxes by the second.
Yeah, that's why more and more people are starting to do their automatic payments for their taxes on a monthly basis, but with a void check, so they never get caught on the fact that the bill comes out and they haven't got the money for it.
They keep on taxing me, baby. They keep on taxing me, baby. Accountants asking me, baby. Keep on taxing me, baby.
Baby.
I don't like tax.
No.
Me neither. But yeah, there is a late charge.
Wow.
I'm glad you brought up the tax thing. Well, I guess I brought it up initially, but you made a good point. You don't like tax, and I thought taxes, or is it just income tax, that was levied during the Second World War?
Second World War.
To help with the war effort, and then
Yes.
they said they were going to get rid of it.
Yes.
Well, the war's over.
Apparently.
But we're still paying taxes.
Well, but they have Alzheimer's.
Oh, there's the answer.
It's easy to do. I want some money. I want some money.
Don't we all?
No kidding.
Want some money. I think last year you were down in California, weren't you, Bill? And just say yes in case
Yes.
you weren't. I don't know. But you were telling us one day about the tax situation, the property taxes down in the States. That if you bought a house in say 1932, you're still paying the same rate.
Exactly. That's California law. There's no inflation. But then if you sell it, and then you buy it, then the taxes go to the current level.
So there'll be a big difference.
Big difference. And
Wow.
then it stays there until you sell it.
And then the next person.
Interesting.
So how do you maintain your
roads,
all your roads
yeah.
and your infrastructure and all that? You don't. And that's why Americans always have that trouble with it.
Well, I was looking at my tax assessment, which I paid yesterday. Took in the pop bottles, cashed them in, and paid. But I was looking at the breakdown. Have you ever looked at the breakdown of this thing?
Yes.
You end up paying more for roads than you do for schools.
Really?
Go figure.
Well, I don't know if we should really get into that now, do you?
I'm not talking about that situation. I'm just talking about the educational
It's
situation.
interesting. It is interesting how it's all
And
broken
the roads
down.
aren't all that good either.
They're not. We were going to talk about having equity in your home, Bill, and putting that to work for a good cause, right?
Well, that's exactly correct. When you look at what's going on in today's market compared to like when I started back in the 80s. So when I moved here in 94, prices of homes are fairly constant. If you may recall that when you used to buy a house back in those days, you buy your home and you pay all your costs, put your down payment. When it came time to sell and move to the next home, you were lucky to have enough money to pay your real estate fees, pay your legal fees, pay your property transfer tax, and have enough money for the next down payment. And that went on for about a 10 to 15 year period. Then about 2002, 2003, all of a sudden you see this massive increase in values. It's almost like a banana increase. And people all of a sudden had this huge equity in their homes and didn't know what to do with it. So they continue to do what they've always done, is that to pay down the mortgage, which is not a bad thing. What they don't realize that, and we have had some discussions this last couple of weeks with a lot of clients, that if you have that availability of cash and you're going to be borrowing it at a 5-year rate at 2.99, let's say, or at a open variable at 3.5, secured by the house, are you saying to me that the reason why you're going to pay me off is that there is no other place to put that money that's going to make an interest rate higher than 3.5%?
I'm glad you brought that up because you and I have had coffee at your office a few times.
Yes.
And I've told you the story about my parents are from the generation where you've got to pay that mortgage off. You've just got to pay that mortgage off so you own your own house, and then they're happy. Now they own this house in Point Grey. It's worth God knows what now. They own this house, but it's just sitting there, it's doing nothing for them, right?
And their cash flow is so tight that they can't afford to do the things they should be doing while they're still young enough to do them. So that becomes a bit of a problem. So you always want to look at what's going on with your money, and you want to make sure that it's wealth. I mean, you could put money into bank stocks, and you're going to get anywhere from 6 to 12% on bank stocks. You could put your money into Alpine Credit, Get Acceptance, some of the secondary lenders, and they have different funds that you can invest in, and you can get money from that. So you can get a better interest rate than the 3% that you're getting charged from the banks and the credit unions. You can get a better return. So what this is all about is how to do the mortgage refinance. So you're looking at borrowing for some specific needs. You might want to say, well, I have a whole bunch of credit card debt that I should get rid of because obviously I'm paying 12 and 15 and maybe 27% on that. So let's get rid of that. We might want to say, well, I want to set up an annuity. And most people don't know what an annuity is. An annuity is something that is really unique. What you're doing is you're taking out some money out of your house, and maybe it's $10,000, maybe it's $100,000, maybe it's $200,000, whatever that number is, and you're going to put it into an annuity that's going to either pay or accumulate wealth in it. So you might say, well, I don't need this money for 5 years, and so I'm going to let it sit there for 5 years. Well, at a 5 or an 8% increase, if you take the law of 72, the law of 72 says if you take number 72 and the interest rate you're getting, divide that into 72, it'll tell you how long it takes to double that money. So you're what? If you have a 7% interest rate, it's going to take you, what's that, 7/8 or 7/9 or 72, isn't that right? So it's 9 years to double. So you're going to double it up in 9 years.
7 9s are 63.
Oh, whatever the number
Close.
is. Close. So, but that's a law of 72. I'm glad you saw that.
Yeah, you tried to trick me, right?
I was trying to trick you.
I was at school that day.
I didn't have my calculator. Yeah,
I was good at the 7 times table.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So what you want to do is you want to look at different ways of doing that income. So you want to make sure that you build some wealth. So the rules are that we've all heard them. Is you want to pay down your mortgage as fast as you can, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's admirable. The thing is that if you have a condo or a townhouse that's not increasing in value at any large extent because of what's going on in the marketplace, are you better off to put all that money down on that, or are you better off to put your money into an investment portfolio that counteracts the fact that you're not getting any wealth, so you have both of these things growing in wealth? So if the condo and townhouse does go in value, you have that, but you also have this cash that you've got invested in an annuity that's going to accumulate money. And then you're going to make it actually into a true annuity, and that true annuity means that you're going to live off the interest but never touch the principal.
So if I had a townhouse, I could come to you and say, I have a townhouse that's valued at $600,000, and it's just about paid for.
Right.
Bill, can we do something?
Yes.
We can?
Yes, we can.
I'm coming over.
It's such an interesting process. I have an example here for you that like let's say you had a place that's worth $200,000, so you can borrow up to 80% of that value. With the new lending rules, you can borrow up to 80% of that. So that's $160,000 on that $200,000 value. You already have a mortgage on there of, let's say, $50,000. Well, you have $110,000 available to you. And you can make a decision on what you want to do with that. You can say, I'm just going to leave it there, and there's nothing wrong with that. This isn't a right or wrong, you're dumb, I'm smart kind of a discussion. This is about what feels good to you. But have you ever thought of doing something different because of the fact that life has changed, business has changed, economies have changed, investments have changed? And we all know there's another gentleman on our show that comes on here on Sundays, and he talks the same way. So we're talking about what do you do with your money?
Mm-hmm. Maybe what I could do is get some money and then go and maybe have a nice down payment on another place and rent that out and get some cash flow happening.
That's right. And then now you have what they call tax-deductible expenses, which now if you're in a high-income earning bracket and you're looking for some way to decrease your taxable income, having a revenue property might be the way to go.
Because every time that I have to spend money to keep that place up, it's a tax deduction, correct?
Exactly.
Oh, see the things I learned on the show.
Yes,
amazing.
You can always get expert mortgage information online by visiting BillyMac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y, MAC.com, or by calling Bill at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
Now, Bill did just a good job there. I get to reward Bill by giving him something else to do in the show, Bill. It's all up to you. Go right ahead.
So in the next section of the show, we're going to be talking to our home handyman, Finn Jensen. I think it's time to slow the pace down just a
little
wee
bit.
bit.
Yeah, okay, so we'll slow things down and we'll be listening to Finn, right, Sherry?
We will. And this is Sherry Brown of Remax Performance Realty.
Pick it up.
With Bill Macklin, president of Dominion Macklin Mortgages, our producer, Paul Dembski, which we'll miss very much, and Tom Lucas. You're listening to Radio Real Estate on AM 650.
Hi, this is Rima with the Delta Rise, Delta's tallest and newest tower, rising 37 stories. Delta Rise is known for its accessible location, great outdoor amenities, and smartly designed floor plans. For more information, visit us at the corner of Scott Road and 80th Avenue or online at deltarise.ca. Come find out what all the hype is about. It's why we call it 37 stories of wow.
Jim Perkins, president and founder of Fair Trade Works.
There's a big difference between what contractors feel they should charge and the real price of labour and materials. We're proud to introduce a new system to drive quality, promote transparency in housing costs, and save you money.
Fair Trade Works' new system provides wholesale pricing on materials and pre-vetted labor, access to budgeted designers, and more. Details at fairtradeworks.biz.
We deliver on quality, we deliver on price.
Find out more at fairtradeworks.biz. fairtradeworks.biz.
Hi, this is Bill Macklin from Dominion Macklin Mortgages. Most people need advice on mortgage financing. We provide personal financial advice with no vested interest and at no cost. We're compensated by the lenders. We'll review your current financial situation to determine if you are ready to purchase. If not, we'll help develop a plan to put home ownership in your future. For more information, call 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
AM 650. This old house is getting shaky, boys. This old house is getting old. This old house flits in the rain now, and this house flits in the cold.
And right now it's time to hear from Finn Jensen, our radio real estate home handyman. Good morning, Finn.
Good morning, Tom, and good morning to you, Sherry. Our market pace today is probably the fastest it has ever been. The word modern seems only momentary. The speed with which we move would have given our grandparents vertigo. New is not close enough. The latest is in today's glossies. Happily, the arrival of summer tends to turn down the volume. It beckons us to shift down and enjoy the scenery. We need to prepare ourselves for this season, but in a different way. Visitors will be arriving and requiring space in their home. Others will ask for space on the driveway for campers. Others, a spot on the lawn for tents. And such is the demand when one lives here. It is the go-to place for many people on the move this summer. Whether we feel lucky to live here or simply blessed to have good family and friends, we know this season is for sharing. This is Finn Jensen for Radio Real Estate. Talk to you next week.
Summer is here. If you have any plumbing or air conditioning work that needs to be done, call Finn Jensen at 778-378-2740. That's 778-378-2740.
Now, for this last week or last 2 weeks, because of the teacher strike, there are some people at the radio station here that do have children. So the radio station, in its kindness, said that you can bring your kids to work.
Wow.
And they've got some of the people from the different street teams, because there's 3 radio stations in this building. Okay. And they're taking care of the little ones, and they're having fun. And I was in the coffee room the other day, and I heard somebody telling a joke, and it was one of the little girls. And she says, and put your headset on in the control room there, Paul. Maybe you've heard this joke. She said, "Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of underpants?" And she said, "Because he had a hole in one." Well, she's 9 years old. I figured that was pretty good. I got Paul to put on his headset because today, in case you haven't heard, is Paul's last day on the show. He's finally had it with us. He says he's moving on.
He said I was too much of a diva.
Is that what he said?
He did.
Well, I've got something specially prepared for you, Paul, so if we could just roll that now. Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you very much. Yeah, man, thank you for putting up with us for the past little while. It's been fun working with you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to miss my Saturday mornings with you 3.
No,
Best
you're
of
not.
luck to all of you.
Thank you for saying that.
He's not going to miss us at all.
I'll send you Tim Hortons in the mail.
Oh, excellent.
Did your wife say that you're not allowed to do the show anymore? Is that what it is?
No, just some other opportunities have presented themselves, and I want to enjoy my time here.
Well, anyway, thank you very much for being with us and keeping us on the straight and narrow. We do appreciate your company, and come by and see us anytime you like.
Definitely. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, buddy, for being part of our show. Now it's 10:57, and like we always do before we go, we'd like to talk to Sherry Brown and see what you have on to go. And you've got a hot listing or 2 you want to tell us about.
I do. I have 2 amazing listings. One is in North Delta. It's a 3-bedroom townhouse, 1,200 square feet. It's on the ground level, so this is a different kind of townhouse where it's up and down, where there's 1 unit on the lower level, 1 unit upstairs. This is $215,000. I don't know where you can get 1,200 square feet for $215,000, but it's been renovated. It's very, very great, spacious, and close to everything. So I do have that available, and I have a beautiful, if you like a view of the river.
Oh, river view, okay.
It's 1601 420 Carnarvon in New Westminster. This has been totally renovated, even heated floors in the bathroom, and the view is phenomenal. It's $289,900. It's very easy to show. Brand new kitchen, new appliances. It's even got one of those split dishwashers. So it's got 2 drawers in the dishwasher. So you could just use one compartment or the other or both. It's really cool. Actually, I want to try and get that for myself.
That's really neat.
So that one's $289,900. And if you wanted to take a look at either of these, it's so easy. You just go to my website at sherrybrown.ca. That's SHERI Brown.ca. And you can take a look at the videos and then book an appointment if this is something that you're interested in. And you can call me directly at 604-970-6789. That's 604-970-6789 as well.
And your website is?
sherrybrown.ca. That's SHERI Brown.ca.
Now, the first property you talked about is $215,000. Bill, what's that going to cost?
It's going to cost just upwards of $800 a month. I mean,
wow.
You can't get a basement rental suite for that kind of money.
No, you can't. Especially in North Delta. You'd be looking at around $900, $950 for a basement suite.
Do you think if the three of us took a collection and gave Paul a raise that he could afford that place and he'd stay with us?
I think he might.
Yeah, you never know. He started the music, so apparently that's his answer. He wants to get going. Yeah,
he's out of here.
He's out the door with us this morning at 11 o'clock. Paul, thank you for being part of our show. We're going to miss you, buddy.
Thank you guys very
much.
Bill
Macklin, thank you for being here. Sherry, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your
Have a
week.
nice trip next week on your assignment.
Oh,
I will find some Calgary prices for you if you wanted to go check out Stampede every year.
Well, Paul will be interested in that because he's moving back to Calgary shortly.
Yes, I'll help him out.
And
apparently they're going to get a hockey team there.
Doc Livingston will be here in your place next week, so I hope he brings a black bag. And I don't have to get up at 3:15 Monday through Friday next week because Sterling is back, so I'll see you on the radio Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock. That's where I belong. You guys have a great weekend. Happy Canada Day. See you, Paul, and thank you, bye.
The proceeding was a paid program on AM 650.
This is CISL Vancouver. All-time favorites. AM 650.